Hey guys, welcome to Clickio's Classroom, and in today's class we're going to be talking about federalism, anti-federalists versus the federalists. Who is going to win this all-heavyweight fight to see who has more power in the U.S. government following the Articles of Confederation, okay? We're going to be throwing out some key vocab terminology for you to use, help you on those EOC finals or perhaps just a unit test. Hey, if you're in college and you're in Poli-Sci 101 or American History, this will help you out as well. Alright, so stick with me. We're going to take about 10 minutes or so, and hopefully you guys can get a good chunk of knowledge out of us. So let's take a journey back to the Federalist times. So, the first thing we need to decide is what the heck is federalism? Well, federalism is the division of power between the federal and the state government. Okay? Let's pretend this piece of paper that says power. Okay? Let's assume that this is the power that all governments, or the government has. Okay? This is all the government's power right here. And if we just kind of split that, we have the federal government and the state government. It's a division of power between the federal and the state government. In our government today, it sort of reflects this. The majority is still with the power of the federal government because they have what's called the Supremacy Clause, and this is going to happen more in our second video on this. We'll talk about why, but the federal government has more power than the state governments. But let's just assume that this, index card is the power again. Under the Articles of Confederation, this was the state government, and this little nub was the federal government, okay? No taxes, no army, multiple currencies. The federal government couldn't do jack diddly when it came to running a country because the states had all the power. And the people saw this as a weakening thing, okay? There was a lot of bad and good with the Articles of Confederation. The good being the Northwest Ordinance, people could start new states so long as they had more than 60,000 people. But the bad, the no army, the no taxing ability, the no treaties with foreign countries, multiple currencies in each state, that's not good. Those are federal powers that we have today. Check your money. You can use, last time I checked, dollar bills can be used in every state, okay? So with those bad things, we get really this ugly thing. The ugly being the Shays Rebellion. That's not good, okay? If we can look, we see a lot of people here, okay, they're rioting, they're upset, farmers, not paying taxes to the state government. They unfortunately, get thrown in jail. There's a lot of rioting. State militia has to crush the rebellion. It takes them like 6 months to do so, just because there's no federal army, okay? The army would come in nowadays and crush anything, but back then, there was no army, so they couldn't do it. So they see this and they go, okay, we need some serious change due to this whole, lack of an army thing. And they come up with this constitutional convention, this secret meeting where a lot of rich white guys like Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, they basically come and hash it out. It's a no-hold-barred kind of fight going on, but they're civil, and George Washington is at the head of it, so that's cool. Former, former general of the Continental Army, soon-to-be first president of the United States, leads the Constitutional Convention. Might I add that this was totally in secret because, in a way, that's totally treasonous of them to kind of formulate a new government while there's another government in place. Just saying. A little bit treasonous. So I'm really not going to get into a discussion about the Constitution in this video, per se, but I will get into in the next one. Only reason is because I would be here for a while, and I really just want to focus on who made this Constitution, okay? What really went into it? What were the opinions going into it? And we have two groups of people. You have the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. One, the Federalists who support a strong national government, and the Anti-Federalists, people who prefer a less powerful a less powerful national government and a more powerful state government. Kind of like under the Articles of Confederation. Okay, you have rich white elites like John Jay, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, who support a strong national government with a two-house legislature based on population, which is the Virginia Plan. And then you have the Anti-Federalists, who are poor farmers, middle class, don't make a lot of money, merchants per se, the common people. And they think that elitists are evil and corrupt, and they want more representation. So they come up with the New Jersey Plan, which is a one-house legislator with one vote per member, kind of like the Articles of Confederation. So the Federalists really wanted a new government. The Articles of Confederation did not provide a strong national government, and you could see with instances like Shays' Rebellion, there needed to be a strong national government. However, the Articles of Confederation prevented a strong national government because people like Anti-Federalists did not really want a strong national government because they feared a central authority, kind of like the king and parliament, who didn't represent them well enough. So there's this debate, and all this is going into it. The Federalists do something. They write these Federalist papers, a series of 81 essays, kind of like propaganda to get people to, like, trying to get these other well-educated, rich white guys to read, to kind of get the, hey, you should totally ratify this Constitution thing when it comes up. It's a great idea. Okay, where the Anti-Federalists are like, hey, remember that king guy from England? The guy we just kind of got rid of? Why are we doing this again? We shouldn't be. So there's a lot of debate going on this, and what does this all mean? It pretty much sets us up for compromising. Back then, the Anti-Federalists and Federalists hashed it out at the Constitutional Convention for 2 years, and it took them 2 years to come up with the Constitution, something that we have today. What does this leave us? We have two sides that don't get along with each other. We need a stable government so that we don't have more instances like Shays' Rebellion. So we're founded by people who pretty much disagree. Does that sound familiar? For the Constitution to be ratified, people are going to have to make a lot of compromises. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in our next video. So tune back in for our next video, hopefully coming around later this week, all about the Constitution. Thanks for stopping by.